Hey, hey, hey.
Da-da-dun.
I thought you were trying to talk for a minute. I didn't know you were singing. Welcome, everybody. Welcome back to the show. This week we have another guest with us. We're going to welcome Aaron. Hey, hey, hey.
Welcome
to the show.
Thanks for having me back.
Yeah, love to have you
Hail
on, man.
Chat, one of the best chats in CG.
It's true. I think we do. I think we really do have.
They're very aggressive.
We have the best.
Yeah. Well, if Mo shows up, then you know that, that you're doing good.
I haven't seen him yet, but give him a few minutes, he'll probably pop in. So
yeah. Once he showed up in my chat for the first time, I was like, wow, now I'm officially CG, right?
It's true. I mean, yeah, you're official, and he'll bring livelihood to it for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And he and Crazy Matt have made our chat excellent. So welcome to the show, everyone. I want to say hello to Crazy Matt. They're pretty cool, man. Yeah.
Yes, excellent.
Yeah.
They've made it difficult. I'll say that.
Wait. Excellent.
Crazy Matt, I said you and Mo. I said Mo and Crazy Matt have made it excellent.
Liver? No, not at all.
See? I called you excellent, Crazy Matt. I said you guys are great.
Yeah.
Murph said he hates you.
I just don't believe in pandering.
Oh my gosh.
It's okay to say thank you.
See, that's not how you handle customer service right there.
Yeah. Murph doesn't work at customer service, do you? Well, actually, you probably do, don't you?
He goes, no beef, Dirk. Look at that.
Yeah.
We love you guys anyway. It's all good. Mm-hmm. Well, I hope we have some different people show up here. So come on, guys. Get them in this show. Share it out there. Let us get some people in here.
Derek, what if Crazy Matt's saying no beef like the Joker from... damn it, what was that movie called with Harley Quinn and Will Smith?
Oh, Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Remember him and Common?
No beef, Joker.
No, I don't remember.
No beef.
I saw it one time though. I wasn't impressed. But.
It's when Common was in the bar, right? And he was like, "You can have her," and he goes, "No."
No, he does, and then he gets her, and then he sees Joker's getting mad. And he's like, "No beef," and then it does. I thought that his Joker. I did enjoy his Joker outside of the tattoos on him.
I'm one of the few people that liked it.
There's a lot of people, clutching their pearls about it, but I didn't mind. I like Jared Leto. I think he does okay. I think he's had a really hard run with a couple of his roles. So
I agree. I think if they would have removed the tattoos, I think it would have been okay. I think people would have got over some of it. But
I think if they had seen more of him in the movie, from my understanding is he was supposed to be in it much more than he was. He was going to be the big bad, and they scrapped all that. And it's which means they basically scrapped more Batman because Batman was supposed to be in and out too,
right?
And they should have just went with that.
They should have. Yeah. It's true.
I liked it. I thought maybe the mouth on the tattoo on the hand or whatever was kind of whatever, but I liked the whole take on the character, like the I don't know, the methed out mumble rapper.
Mafia boss.
Mumble rapper. That's awesome.
But it's a different take on him. I haven't seen before.
It is. He had grills and everything. It was great.
He had grills and shit.
He
was a real gangster. Yeah.
No, but really, I think he was a real gangster, and that's what I think of the Joker. I don't want him to be just some maniacal, crazy guy. I want him to be a gangster. I
don't want to see him just crazy again. He's always crazy for crazy's sake. Okay.
Yeah, I've had that, and the Riddler too. We've seen enough of that shit.
Right.
I'm ready to move on. So,
what do you mean, Jim Carrey's Riddler was the best Riddler interpretation ever?
I'm not going to say that because I do. Nope. The original dude he was a bad. I can't remember his name offhand. So
for the TV show.
TV show.
Yeah, I thought he did a great job.
I don't love it.
Picture him, but I can't think of his name.
Yeah,
to me, the Riddler is supposed to be more brainy and smart.
Yeah, of course.
Should be more, but he should also be more restrained.
Well, I mean, because look at him. Look at the Riddler in the Batman the Animated Series. That was a great Riddler.
It was perfect. So, that's what I'm waiting on. I'm waiting for the animated series Batman to come out. perfect rendition of it.
Yeah.
If they do that, I think they'll nail Batman. So anyway, move on from this.
Did you hear the brothers that did Captain America, whatever they're called?
Yeah.
They want to do Batman?
Yeah. Ooh. No, I hadn't heard that yet.
Yeah.
I'm done with Batman, dude. Can we just stop with Batman for a minute?
I know, that's what I'm saying. Let's move on.
I don't hate him, but I'm gonna if I have to see another Batman story,
For a while. Yeah, we need to stop for a while.
I didn't like the new one at all, and a lot of people did. I didn't like it at all. I mean, he's got a bomb goes off in front of his face, and he's fine.
I didn't hate it, but at the same time, I didn't particularly enjoy it either.
Mm-mm.
I feel like that. I wanted to love it, and it just was too. It was meh,
Yeah, I was like, "Ooh, this is gonna be gritty." It's gonna be like Seven meets Batman. That sounds so great. We get to see Detective Batman, but I don't know. It just wasn't done very well.
Well, he wasn't smart.
Except
for the bad guys. Well, I mean, not the bad guys, but the seedy underworld was fantastic.
Yeah. The environment was cool. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And the premise that they had for the new Riddler or whatever was decent. I liked what the actor was doing, but it was like Batman just he was basically he got undone by the Riddler the whole movie.
Yeah.
Right.
He
didn't actually beat the Riddler. I was like, wait a minute, what happened?
It was crap, man. I hope they do better next time, but I don't know if I'll give it a shot. We'll see. We will see. So anyway, we wanted to talk about some other stuff.
Damn it.
I probably will watch it. That's what's so bad.
Yeah.
It's like Star Wars. You know it's going to be a train wreck, but you go ahead and do it anyway.
I stopped it. No, I haven't. I am questioning whether I'm even going to keep my Star Wars stuff. Like the shirt. I have a bunch of shirts and stuff. So I don't know. I don't.
You're old for the old Star Wars?
Well, I mean, I like old Star Wars and all that stuff, but I am not watching Mandalorian. I dropped off in Andor, I got in halfway through the second episode and I was bored.
Andor is boring.
It shouldn't take you 4 episodes to get into the show.
I agree.
No.
I don't know.
I agree.
Especially when you only have 8 or whatever, or 6 or whatever it was.
Yeah. Well, I didn't mind Mandalorian this season. It wasn't awesome, but I thought it was cool in some parts. But the originals, the original trilogy is the best. The sequels I can live with, but I don't love them. And Mandalorian is about the only other thing. Yeah, the prequels, not
sequels.
Yeah,
prequels. Sequels are horrendous.
Yeah, the sequels are terrible. That's right. The prequels.
I'm a prequel fan. I am gonna stand on this hill. I do not hate Jar Jar. Justice for Jar Jar. That's what I'm gonna say.
Jar Jar's Darth Sith. He's the Phantom Menace.
We're not doing that show tonight, Murph. We're not doing it. Unless we're supposed to have Crazy Matt on when we do that. So you're not supposed to do that.
There we go. Yeah. Wait for Crazy Matt. Yeah.
So anyway, let's move off of this shit because we don't care about it no more.
Wait a minute. What about the best part of Mandalorian? Was it the whole Queen of Hearts scene that they ripped out of Alice in Wonderland with Jack Black? That was great, wasn't it?
I really did hate that. There were parts of it. Yeah, it really didn't hit the mark there, but there were some other scenes that I thought were awesome. So it had its ups and downs, and I'm cool with that.
Well, now there's news reports Favreau's leaving.
I hope so.
But I heard Kathleen Kennedy was on her way out, and Favreau won the Civil War, right?
I mean, I hope he gets onto something he loves.
I love Doomcock and all that stuff, but I mean, he got it wrong the whole time. He was getting it wrong. No, this is real, guys. This is really what's going on.
Hey, we got good stuff in the house, and it jumped on me, but we got Pops in the house. Hey, Pops. Thanks for coming, man.
Yeah.
Good to see you guys.
Hey, yo.
You always have a good crowd.
Murph and Dirkin. Man, season 3 of Mando is shite.
I only watched the first 2
this
episodes.
is coming from the dude who said that Andor was good. Is dope. So yeah, I'm not interested. I'm sorry.
It's the way it goes, man. Everybody loves their thing, and that's just what it is. Crazy and Mad and I usually see eye to eye on quite a few things, but
not music.
No, quite a few things, like Star Wars especially. So
Murph's like, not music.
Thanks, Pops. I hope it's going to be good. Mm-hmm. Tonight, we're going to talk about some pillars of fantasy, get a little nerdy for a minute. Since we're talking about a fantasy book, and Murph and I did fantasy as well, we want to talk about what makes a fantasy book a fantasy book.
Ooh.
So,
don't wait what are...
Oh, yeah. But let me tell the title of this first, or what we're going to get into first. So, What are the pillars of fantasy? And let everybody kind of marinate on that a little bit.
I like it.
And
give us a minute.
We'll come back to that.
I just don't like how Derek moved his fingers with saying marinated. That just looked wrong. Yeah.
That's true. That's a bit of sus.
I do my best to creep you out every show. It's what I can do.
Yeah.
Okay. Question of the week. Would you rather have written the best comic book ever, or would you have rather drawn the best comic book ever?
Whoa.
Well, since I already wrote the best comic book ever, that was the
swagger.
Nice.
I guess drawing would be my answer.
Raiden Radio, welcome. You would rather write it or draw it, you said?
I said since I already written. No, that's a really good question.
It is.
It's a serious question. Yeah. I don't know. So I would say I would rather write it, but only by using what is it? The Watchmen as my example. Like Alan Moore, like nothing wrong with the art at all, but it's not the best art that
it's not great
even for the time. Nothing. What is it? Dave Gibson or something like that, and it's great, and I love it. Nostalgia, I love
Gibbons, right? Dave Gibbons,
maybe Gibbons, yeah.
But
what keeps me reading that every few years, or now I guess now the movie, is the writing. The characters are crazy.
Yeah, it's true.
You're goddamn right.
Love it. I love the reactions. No, I would rather draw it because that's what I do. So, yeah, I'd rather draw the best. Because, once you draw the best comic ever, you're kind of immortalized, right?
I don't know. Because what would be what's the best drawn comic ever?
Well, I don't know what the best drawn comic is.
Story-wise, you could do 10 story-wise, but when you think of that, it's
think about it, though. If you draw a great book that everybody raves about, how they like the art, you're pretty much immortalized with that forever. You know what I mean? Doesn't matter if it's actually the greatest book. It means they love it. And I don't know. I just think it kind of goes along with it. Same with Frank Miller. Look at him, though. A lot of people love The Dark Knight.
Yeah.
They considered that one of the best written books, comic books.
Well, and the style and all that stuff. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Look at Chris Claremont. Hey, Mo's in the house. Look at that.
There we go.
Welcome, Mo.
Called it.
Finally.
I'm gonna say writing because I think you can remember. People will read the stories again, but if you're you know what I mean? Like, what's his name's the best Spider-Man, but do people really read his Spider-Man, or do they write the other stories of the better Spider-Man stories?
Well, I think people remember the artists, right? Like, I remember Jim Lee, but I don't remember all of the stuff that he's done, or even the best book that he's done,
I think it's either way, because I think this is kind of a 50-50 answer for me, because if you're a great artist, people are going to remember you for that. And if you're a great writer, they're going to remember you for that. You know, like Claremont, they remember him on his X-Men run. That was his greatest work, right? They don't forget him for that. Like, he will forever be synonymous with X-Men.
Yeah. For breathing.
So that's what I mean by immortalized. Yeah. So, I don't know. I think it could go either way. If you write a great story and people remember it, great.
Yeah, but how often do you read a comic book, because of the art? Like, you going to go back to it a bunch of times because of the art?
I don't know. I think that's what a lot of CG is pushed by, the art alone.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I think you're right.
It is. Yeah, I think I've read plenty of books where I just think the writing's okay, but the art is awesome.
That too. That's very true.
Spawn's a great illustration of that.
Yeah, I think Spawn is fun to read because of the visuals.
Yeah,
but the writing. What can you remember a Spawn story other than the overarching story? Can you remember anything?
Well, yeah. I mean, it's been a while since I read it, but I read the first 100, so I would only reference story arcs from the first 100. But
me too.
Overall, yeah, I would say it was the art style that really grabs you. Like it could be a shit issue and have great art.
Who was the guy that killed Spawn? Spoilers. I
don't know.
He was from another comic book that crossed over, and he ended up killing Spawn because they served together in the military. He was his assassin.
Oh, I'm not sure.
It's a guy with the skull on his face. He painted the skull.
Oh shit! You're talking about Origin killed him. I got you.
Yeah. He killed him. Yeah, before he became Spawn, and
he
then
was from Wetworks or something.
Yeah, because that's the only thing I remember. That part of the storyline I thought was fantastic. Everything else, it was like, oh, okay.
He's just lost
losing his powers again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
well, with him, it seemed like it was always a power development story. He was pushing on until he got his new power after 10 books or whatever it was. And this time, this would get him away from Malbolgia or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
It'll get him out of the clutches of Satan and all this stuff.
Yeah.
It was only compelling for about 100 issues, but it was compelling.
It's true.
Walking Dead, the art's terrible, but the story's good.
Well, that's the flip side. I think I hate the art in Walking Dead.
I haven't read it. I don't know.
But the art, I know the story is good, and the art just, it's hard for me to get through.
Yeah.
So, okay. So what do you guys think in the chat? I know what I say, but there we go.
I just feel like it's easier to make a top 10 greatest comic stories than it's able to make the top 10 best drawn comic book series.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you could say Jim Lee's X-Men. See, it's even hard to. Well, what's his name with Fantastic Four?
Okay.
Why can't God brain work? Kirby, right?
Well, I mean, Mark Silvestri's run with The Darkness. I mean,
yeah.
On that guy could. Oh, geez, I could watch him draw fruit. I love everything he does.
Yeah, it's exciting. He has an exciting style.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, I just see it going 50-50 for me. But okay, let's move on. So, we got a few minutes, and I want to talk about this. What do
good
we
stuff
think
will
makes
be remembered for his good stuff?
I already put that up there.
Ah, damn it!
What's wrong with you? Always behind the 8 ball, man. What can I do?
Oh yeah. Oh, he's doing well.
I'll read a book multiple times if the story's good. I'll read it once if the story sucks, but the art is great. Yeah,
I agree.
I agree with that too, because there's been several times I've gone back to books with mediocre art, but if the story's compelling, I'm like, man, I want to see how they set that up again. I always love the anticipation of it, and how it plays out.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I agree with that totally. Okay. So with that said, what do you guys think makes a great fantasy story? So we're sitting there talking about, shit stories and
you said something about what makes a fantasy story, right? The pillars of fantasy.
Yeah, what are the pillars of fantasy? Like you wouldn't call it a fantasy book unless it had these things.
Okay. Yeah, that's a really good question. Well, I mean, I'm just gonna, do a generic answer, I suppose. Like, it has to be fantastic.
Fantastic. So what do you mean by that?
So it has to be beyond supernatural. It has to have a fantastic nature to it. Like, it has to be, it has to be outside of the normal. And the
hero's journey.
Right. I mean, and again, that's a fantastic thing. What's up, Chris?
So what do you mean by supernatural though? Because I don't know.
Because you can have magical effects, but it doesn't have to. That doesn't make it a necessarily a fantasy story. I suppose so, right? Like a fantasy story needs I don't know. That's a tough one.
So here's a question with that thought. Is the Black Panther movie, can you consider that a fantasy story?
You can, but I'm gonna say there's got to be a qualifier. Like there's got to be like lesser fantasy and higher fantasy, right?
Yeah, there are definitely differences.
Because anything above normal could be considered fantasy.
Yeah.
You know, if you really want to get into the minutia or
superheroes are fantasy. You got
all fantasy.
Even Westerns. I mean, you can make anything fantasy if it's
anything above the normal.
Yeah.
But like for me, when I think of fantasy, I'm thinking things like Beastmaster, Conan, just pulling on 80s movies anyways. Or like Dragonlance, Peter Pan fantasy story. Yes.
Yes. I mean, it is.
Because it's beyond normal. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. And it's an adventure. I mean,
but that's why I think we have to have pillars because then like you'd say, oh, Ninja Turtles can be fantasy, but I don't consider that fantasy at all. You know what I mean?
Yep. Yeah, that's fair. So what pillars are we talking? Like has to have swords or
I think you at least have to have war. Superheroes have battles, but fantasy has kingdom versus kingdom. You have wars.
Whoa,
I feel need to happen.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So war. I got that written down. Well, for me, it's like I think you have to have gods and religion or something like that.
I was going to say it needs metaphysics. It needs a metaphysical structure.
Yep. So
like for instance, Dune is science fiction, right? Fantasy.
Yeah.
But like it doesn't naturally have like magic. I mean, I guess with the Bene Gesserits, but at the same time, it's not I want to say it's not fantastical, but at the same time, because like you could say that people cast spells with like rhythm and hypnotism and all this other shit. So that's not beyond what the Bene Gesserit were doing. It's just a little bit more fantastical.
Fantastic.
Mo says you can make anything fantasy, says Dukester as he turns the subtitles on the muted video of The Last of Us episode 3 playing in his room. You don't see what's happening over here, Mo, to my right. I can't see.
He sees it through your glasses.
Right. Yeah, if you look
your
close,
glasses are reflecting.
Oh, too good. Chris is laughing, of course.
Yeah.
And Dune is sci-fantasy like Star Wars. Yeah, I think it's a lot of sci-fi. And I call it sci-fi mainly because it's got to do with some space stuff, but also a lot of times sci-fi is lack of gods and religion. Don't you think?
Well, yes. Yeah.
Yes. That's why I think Star Wars is actually more of a fantasy.
What if fantasy,
one
of the pillars, it needs to have like a mystical element, right? It needs to be
just religious is too. I think you could put those.
Yeah, definitely.
Together.
Yeah, religion. Yeah, you could
So
say
the Force would be a fantasy idea, not a science fiction idea.
Definitely, 100.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And then with the Jedi as well. Jedi and Sith is a fantasy idea.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, because it's like a religion or it's a way of life. It's a code. It's a
philosophy.
Philosophy.
A metaphysics, if you will.
Yeah, because metaphysics adds like a whole different realm, right? It adds the God realm or the
it tries to
explain
the bigger picture. Yeah.
That's why I've always considered X-Men science fiction, because even the mutant thing is DNA, which is sci-fi. I don't.
It's sci-fi. It's a type of sci-fi, I think, for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
But I think it mixes the hero, like the traditional superhero story, along with.
So a fantasy story needs a hero story?
No, I think any story needs a hero story. I don't think you could put that out.
I agree with that because if you take that out, this is what EVS was saying on that, Timcast, right? He was like, people aren't writing, good versus evil anymore. Like they're blurring everything. You can't tell what's up or down. Like you could really see self-sacrifice. So the hero's journey has something to do with stuff like that, where you can see like a total, good versus evil. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. But
I agree with you. You know, it's the journey to, you know, like going into the underworld and you know, facing your fears, all that other stuff, and coming back with the treasure, the, you know, the gold to give to the wisdom, basically returning with wisdom from the darkness of whatever. Yeah.
The Force isn't magic; it's a biological entity which identifies as female.
The Force is female. That's been established by Kennedy.
Yeah, the Force is female. Oh gosh.
Apparently, so is Star Trek. So,
all I got to say is
the future is female.
My life.
Yeah.
Well, see, I'd say Star Trek's definitely sci-fi.
Give them the right to vote, and look where we are, guys. I'm just fucking 100 years.
Perfect. Hey, I'm clipping that. I'm clipping that for later, just so you know.
Harumph.
Exactly.
Okay, how did they get the right to vote if they couldn't vote? I don't know.
Yeah, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
Mutant, I'd prefer just being called biracial.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah.
Fantasy can be sci-fi and sci-fi can be fantasy.
No,
I agree with
no.
That.
It can be. We're breaking that down in this video. We're breaking it down. That's not true. There's a difference.
Think of Mo. That's
even more racist. Oh my gosh.
Yes, we could definitely break that down. I think I agree with Murph on that one.
I mean, I think you're right. Breaking it down is better because then you can differentiate. But I mean, it's kind of hard to break down because you
no, because I think in sci-fi like Star Trek and X-Men, there's no wars. It's battles, but there's no wars. There's no wars.
Wait, like there's what? Star Trek and what?
X-Men. There's no wars. There's just battles.
Okay.
Well, but wait a minute. I'm watching Deep Space Nine. I guess I haven't gotten far enough, but it looks like they're going to war with the Dominion. That's a thing, wasn't it?
Screw that.
Yeah. They've had like interplanetary wars.
We're not counting that.
Trek, so I don't think that's true, Murph. So I don't think the war is really what makes it sci-fi. I mean, or not. To me, usually sci-fi has to do with your like the philosophical outlook, you know. And then where it's set, of course, usually it's in space or some kind of other world.
It has to be like a science influence, though. Like they got to have some kind of scientific jargon that they, even if it's made up, like Star Trek, where they just go on about anti-particles for everything.
Right.
Oh, magical anti-particles gets us out of everything. And thankfully, DS9 does not do that. They kind of have gotten away from that.
Right. Hail, Felix. Thanks for coming, man.
In fact, I was watching the Razor Fist breakdown, or was it rewatch of the episodes, and you can find the first 2 seasons. Him and a buddy break down like a bunch of the episodes, and you know, he even talks about how during the first 2 seasons they have all these leftover scripts and tropes that they use from Next Generation. That it looks like the writers are trying to purposely get out of there. And there's even a scene with between O'Brien and Kira, and they like she's like, what does that mean? He's like, I don't know, or something like, or it's easy for you to say. Like they make fun of the jargon, and that's like one of the last times you see him really get into that kind of jargon so far that I've seen. I'm only getting into the 3rd season, so it's all
okay.
We'll see.
I haven't watched it, so. I'm not real sure. I'm not up on all the new Star Trek.
I will say that it's not new. This was in the 90s.
Yeah, I knew that. But even the new stuff.
I really like Cisco. He's awesome.
Okay.
The singer?
Yeah. No.
Song singer? I do enjoy that. That was a good video.
Whatever happened to that guy?
He made millions off of that and retired, I guess.
Yeah. 20 kids living in Alabama or something.
Right.
Well, he did that, and then he did the Will Smith Wild Wild West, and then I think he retired.
Then so let's Hollywood sacrifice him for adrenochrome.
Yeah. He was killed.
Let's move into this other section because I feel like we have 2 pillars, but we haven't really moved past that.
Well, wait, Chris says
what are our pillars? We got mystic. Sorry, we got mystical, and what is the other one?
So we had the metaphysics, God's religion. Then we had war. And then
kingdoms and wars.
I think, well, not just kingdoms and war. I put kingdoms with lands and realms, right?
Mm-hmm.
you got to have different lands, different cultures, world, like your world map has to play into fantasy, right? If you're going to call it like classical fantasy.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see that.
Do you consider that a pillar, or would you consider that just nah? That doesn't have to be.
It does seem to be a thing where like they're not stuck in a house, right? Or they're
there's usually adventures where they're going to other lands and
yeah.
That's true. But it also makes me wonder, like, you have different factions and everything. So I mean, you kind of have to show that in every story, right? So that doesn't make it strictly.
No, there's tons of stories where you don't have any maps or lands. Again, Star Wars, you have planets, but they never really break it down to what planet's near who, or
even like Beastmaster. Like you don't really know anything about that world. It looks like the Copper Age overall, other than his sword.
Yeah, it's true. Even the cultures, they don't even go into them, but they have like several different types in there. I think the only ones we see are those like
the flying weirdos,
the bat people or whatever. Like they suck the bodies out or whatever.
And then like the Sumerian looking, bad guys. Like with Rip Torn with a crazy nose. Like, what is that about?
Oh gosh.
People usually cut their nose off.
I'm just saying he looked very Babylonian. Okay, that's all I'm saying. Okay,
right.
Moving on.
Chris says Cisco's my favorite captain. He was the only captain to punch God. Picard never hit me.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Wow.
That's true. That was like in like the 6th episode. Q show.
I have no idea what you guys are talking about.
Talking about Q.
It's fine.
Yeah.
It's Star Trek?
Yeah, Star Trek.
Yeah, Trek.
There's God in Star Trek?
Well,
it's representative of God.
Yeah, these are one of this race of beings or some shit that are just, can do whatever they want, really.
Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Right.
Not a Trek. I see.
Yep. Mo says the worlds can be organized into 2 basic categories: socialist or backwards. Right?
That's funny.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Fantasy worlds seem to be more like they want to describe what, or at least show what those people look like. A lot more description, a lot more attention to detail is what I'm trying to get at.
That's why I feel like Black Panther is a great illustration of fantasy. You've got a kingdom, it's people even have different groups, different armies, they go to war.
Okay.
They have a substance that makes.
There's a mystical aspect. Yeah,
yep. There is mystical aspect. Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, it's just a retelling of Lion King, but yes, which is a retelling of.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, kind of. That's true.
What do you mean?
Black
There's
Panther,
no Scar in it.
Black Panther is Lion King, and Lion King is Hamlet.
Yes, there is.
Hamlet is the saga.
Yes, there is Scar. Scar's in it. Yes.
What?
That's the other Panther guy at the end. What's his name? That's him. That's Scar.
Was it Michael B.
He doesn't betray his brother.
He betrays his family.
Comes out Michael B. Jordan.
He betrays his whole family. What are you talking about? That's his family.
Yeah.
So yes.
Well,
and he becomes king, right?
In Black Panther, Mufasa killed Scar. Right in the beginning.
No, Scar kills Mufasa.
Huh?
What?
Black Panther's father is the king, right?
Yeah.
That would be Mufasa. In the beginning of Black Panther, the king kills his brother. And that's why what's his name comes back. Yeah, he kills his own brother.
I thought he took him prisoner, didn't he?
No, he killed him.
I have to go back. Yeah, but why did he kill him? There's a reason why.
He killed him because he was trying to kill the guy that was a secret agent that becomes like the mystic of Black Panther.
But the idea behind the story is that the king dies, the son is not able to claim his rightful throne, and the evil guy comes in, right? Scar was the uncle or something, and in this case it was Killmonger. Then he has to come in. He even speaks to the apparition of his father, You know,
Yep.
like there's a lot of
you're right.
He does. He really does. It's so funny. I never even put all that together, but I think you're exactly right.
Yeah, wait, who's Rafiki?
Yeah. Who's Rafiki? I don't know.
Is that his sister? Since she's
could be, right? It'd be whoever the wisdom guide is. I don't know. Black Panther. Would that be Twitchy Eye dude? What's his name?
Yeah, the guy with the blue flowers. He was making all the blue flowers come.
He had a stick too.
Yeah, he had a stick. Yep. That's too funny.
Oh man, that's awesome.
Retelling of Lion King.
It's different because he's a panther, not a lion.
except for Black Panther's mom wasn't a creep, so that's about the biggest difference from Hamlet.
Yeah, that's true.
But again, Lion King.
That's interesting. So, okay,
you're welcome.
That was cool. I like that.
That is cool.
So, I will say, okay, we've still only hit a couple pillars of fantasy. I think it's really hard to define what makes a fantasy, right?
Yeah, I mean, like Flash Gordon, which I've been looking up, and apparently it's not on Prime. I got to order it, but I wanted to watch Flash Gordon, and I would say that's fantasy. I
would say it's sci-fi and fantasy.
Right. Yep.
Yeah, it's kind of both mixed.
It's very like how the fuck do their sky cycles work? We're not gonna get into that. Magic,
but it's super cool because there is almost this magic element because Merlin, or not Merlin, but what's his name? Who's the bad guy for Flash Gordon?
Oh, Ming.
Ming. Basically, he reminds me of Merlin. Anyway, he's got that magical element, and then there's been, you got the winged guys in that movie.
See, that's why it's not science fiction, because a dude with wings can't scientifically exist and fly. Like that's not gonna happen, guys. It would have to be made out of some crazy, material that is. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, and it takes place on another planet. I mean, so it's all different, I mean, so that makes it sci-fi because they're kind of in space. They're kind of, in a new realm.
I think fantasy, kind of going back to the whole kingdoms idea and war, is that the world is affected by things. It's not like
very political. So you suppose fantasy should be political?
No, I just mean like the evil is going to destroy the world. It's never like, Wolverine and Sabretooth are going to fight. It's always like world ending, where a lot of your stories aren't like that, where, it might just affect this.
You're like a romantic comedy. The world's not going to end.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? Like even Star Wars. Star Wars was never about like the world ending. It was just.
Do you remember in episode 7 where they basically shot a laser and like billiard balled a bunch of planets? I'm like, what is going on? This is terrible. So bad.
Yeah, it turned into like 3 lasers, the Death Star, right? It had 3 instead of just 1.
So bad. Yeah, I'm like,
there you go.
It's cool. It's new Star Wars. Maybe I just need to digest it. And it's like, it's like it was okay because it was new, and I'm sitting there watching it in the theater. But like some stuff, I'm just like, it was really taking me out of it a lot.
Yeah,
dude,
even dumb stuff, even real basic shit, like on that one planet where they go and they meet that one bitch with the crazy eyes and all that stuff, and she's got this underground castle or whatever that was.
Yeah.
Well, that whole set, that whole planet looks so fake, it took me out of it. I'm like, that dirt looks freshly made by stagehands. Like, this is terrible. What happened to in Tunisia, for tattooing? Like, what is going on? You're on a set.
That's over, dude. Those days are over.
Yeah, right.
Yep.
The Death Star took me right out. It was like a 3rd Death Star. We're doing that, and then that monster on the attacking Han Solo and them. I was like, that looks CGI'd. That looks
yeah.
Oh, okay. So, Chris said, Crazy Mad says there can definitely be politics.
Game of Thrones
probably should be.
Yeah, Game of Thrones is perfect for that. Lord of the Rings has it, right? Where Gondor and Rohan aren't talking.
Very political.
Yeah.
Yeah, when they sit around for the, to get the
you're right.
They're totally political in there. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's actually like 200 pages in the book. Them just there at the table. Yeah.
Damn.
That's
ridiculous. Licorice and Aragon actually talk about a story where they were hunting Smeagol. So there's some cool shit.
You know, I was just on another stream. I think it was on Jimmy Reyes' stream, or Reyes, and we was like, oh, let's talk about, these top 10 fantasy books or whatever it was, and Lord of the Rings was number one, and I'm like, I've never read it because I always watch I always watch the Bakshi or Bakshi, whatever, or the Rankin Bass. That's how I knew Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit, and so I just when I was reading fantasy the most, as a teenager when I had time, I was reading Dragonlance, Dark Sun, Forgotten Realms, sort of the Shannara series, or however you pronounce that. So I wasn't, I just didn't get to Lord of the Rings. So
yeah, I read The Hobbit before I read Lord of the Rings. That was way later.
I want to read The Hobbit with my kids because
The Hobbit's a way easier read.
Yeah, it's a kid's story too. Yeah.
I think I was in middle school when I read it, and then I just never got to Lord of the Rings for a long time. So I was an adult by the time.
Well, you're so old it wasn't written yet.
You were waiting on it.
Oh,
they only had The Hobbit when I was a kid. We didn't have no Lord of the Rings.
Only you wrote those jokes yourself, Murph. Mm-hmm. Anyway.
Yeah,
as long as the chat is laughing, that's all I need.
I don't know if they are. It's kind of painful. I think there are politics in my fantasy series, but it was never intended to be topical. Apparently, authoritarianism and abuse of power are timeless.
Oh, yeah.
They are. They totally are.
Yep.
Star Wars was an easy layup and a license to print money. They had decades of novel continuity and sales records.
Yes.
Yep. But they didn't use them. They wiped out.
Good.
Yeah.
But they wiped them out. They didn't even use them.
7, 8, 9 should have been exactly what Lucas gave them. That's exactly what it should have been.
Do you know what he gave them? Was it because I like those novels where they were twins, that Han and Leia had twins, and Luke had a wife, and then she turned to the Sith. Like those were good stories.
They had
Is that what he gave them, or no? Was it something completely different?
No, he came up with his own, where it had Darth Talon. And
he did come up with his own.
Apparently, it was who was it? Maul was the big Emperor bad guy, and you don't know that he's the bad guy until like the third movie. And Darth Talon who was like a chick, basically a chick Maul. Only she had like I think she had the Twi'lek kind of stuff going on, or whatever it's called, Twi'lek. I don't know for sure, but it was something like that. But she was like a badass, and I would have been down with that. Like, it came from Lucas, awesome. Dude. Just let him do his fucking 9 series thing, and let him fucking peace out. That's cool.
Yep, it would have been way better.
And then they could have done their extra movies, like the Han Solo movie, which was actually not bad. Or Rogue One, which is really good. I like that. That's the best Disney did. It felt most like Star Wars.
Yeah, it did. Now this is right. So Crazy Mad says 24 Eyes. George wasn't going to make Heir to the Empire. He considered the EU fanfic, which is the expanded universe.
All of it he did.
Well, a lot of it, yeah, because it was just beyond. Like it was extra. And that's really why Disney just wiped it out. They didn't think it was any big deal. But instead, they should have, they thought it was big a deal enough to rip it off and make clones of the Emperor. That comes from those novels.
Yep.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's the idea that was in that.
Yeah.
And so they thought it was great to rip it off, but they didn't think it was great to keep those books around. And I think that's what pisses me off the most, because there were some great stories in there. So... Solo movie was okay, besides the Fembot and the bad casting of Han and
that guy was terrible.
Origin of the name Solo. Yeah, that was kind of weird.
Yeah, the corny name Origin. I agree. That was pretty bad.
Yep.
Oh, you're Solo. Yeah.
Yeah. Star Wars would have been fantastic if they would have used that, because the reason why, I think George had his ego, so he didn't want nobody messing with it. But the truth is, some of those authors, they were better at writing the Star Wars stories than him, and he should have just let them do it. Like, when you think about, The Empire Strikes Back, he didn't even write that movie. You know what I mean? Like, he was there, but was it Lawrence Kasdan? Was he the one that wrote it?
Yeah.
So it's like he didn't even write the best movie out of all the Star Wars films.
Excuse you? That's Return of the Jedi. Thank you.
I agree.
Empire's the best.
Best one is Return of the
Jedi. Dude,
hands down.
How Return opens, those first 30 minutes are amazing.
Oh, it's some of the best cinema.
Yeah.
In Return?
Yeah.
Yes,
the whole Jabba stuff is great.
Mm-hmm.
How they set that up and everything, that's perfect.
Yep.
And then they turned it into then they turned it into Fraggle Rock, and it became stupid.
No, the battle on the Death Star.
George Lucas is a hack. When he lost his wife, that saved his original films and editing, or when he no longer had Akira Kurosawa to rip off. Yeah, his films were crap. Never demystify the Force. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that was a bad. True. The midichlorians, that was a bad idea.
Yeah, it was terrible. Terrible.
I can't.
Empire is so good. Even the special edition edits couldn't ruin it. That's true. That is true. Look at that. Hey, Dean. Dirk is correct. Finally, Crazy Mad's on my side.
Somebody, yeah.
Special edition of Jedi is a fucking travesty.
The song, that song that they put in there, oh my god.
Oh yeah.
It is the worst thing ever.
I told you. Yeah. It turned into like Fraggle Rock or something. It's stupid.
That girl singing, oh god. Oh my god.
I stand by it.
Oh.
There's a lot to love about it. Don't get me wrong, but there's a lot to hate as well.
Luke in his prime. That's Luke in his prime.
It is Luke in his prime, but the most earth-shifting things happen in Empire. It is where the story mostly is at. It's the crux of the story.
So the Emperor dying, I guess, wasn't a big shift changer for you.
Yeah, him redeeming.
That's the conclusion to the story.
Oh, whatever.
No. Okay, as a writer, you know that's just the conclusion to the story.
Which is the most important part.
No, it's not.
Look at Game of Thrones. Not. Yes, your conclusion is.
But Empire was mostly a love story. Like that's why everybody likes it so much because it was a love story.
Yeah, but if you miss all of the father-son things and all of the
in Return of the Jedi, it's awesome. The father-son stuff.
Empire, whenever he actually realizes who's what and who, like what he is in this universe now, and that's the biggest part. That's what changes him the most. That's how he becomes what he is in Return of the Jedi.
Really? You don't think finding out the girl he liked is actually his sister and the third one isn't a big...
That had not as much impact on him as it does when he's hanging upside down in the Cloud City after his father just cut his damn hand off. You can't tell me that anything that happens in Return of the Jedi is as earth-shattering as that.
I think when Luke walked into Jabba's palace and he's just choking bitches out. That was pretty badass.
That was badass. That was badass. I agree with you.
And then how he had this badass plan to get everybody out of there. That was pretty
cool. And let's be honest.
Cool.
Let's be honest. This revelation, Derek, this revelation, Obi-Wan could have told him a while ago. He's just a dick that he didn't tell him. That's really
it's kind of true.
Thanks, Kazan.
Exactly.
I will say that Empire is probably my second.
Okay.
Yeah, to me, the whole idea with them, the trilogy, them not explaining how the Empire came back, like they're just there. Like if you watch episode 6 and then episode 7, it's like, wait, what? What happened? This doesn't make sense.
It's bullshit. That's what happened.
That's what I did. I watched them in order to see how it all went together. And I was like, wait a minute. The First Order, why are they doing this? It didn't make any sense why they would rehash the Empire. It didn't. And it was like, well, somehow, a military faction called the First Order was able to form. Like, well, how would that be if they had a ruling government? And the whole point of government is the monopoly of force over a region. So if you're going to tell me that the Republic allowed another military force to manifest in their own territory, sure, that makes complete sense.
Yeah, it didn't make any sense. So Rating Radio, he says, what about when Luke looked at the camera and said, I'm so sick of these Star Wars. I love it. Is that when he threw his lightsaber in the ocean?
Yeah. Or how about when he had that blue milk from the animal's teeth gumming down his face?
I'll tell you what, that's when I completely. So when he did that, like I was still like riding a fence of, I hope they recover. I hope they recover. Right. I hope this is going to pull out and be okay. And when he did that and he started sucking on that blue milk on that tit, I was in the theater and I went, I fucking hate this. What am I doing here?
It's like, and I have Austin Powers. Like what are we watching?
I could not believe I was at a Star Wars movie. I just could not believe I was there.
The creatures were like super cartoony. Like they weren't even. Yeah. I know the prequels are cartoony, but these things were next level cartoon. I was like, this is weird. Like, I don't know. I feel awkward watching this. You know?
Yeah, no, it's very awkward. And
I'm sitting there with my children, and he's like sucking on a tit. I'm like, what is going on?
It was over. My love affair for Star Wars ended that day.
It was totally spiral. Yeah, for sure.
It was severed at that point. It was hanging by.
Trying to figure out what's the point of that scene where she clicks her fingers and there's like a million of her and all that stuff. Like, I don't understand what that scene was supposed to mean, and it never really got explained either. So I don't know if anybody in the chat knows what the fuck that one scene was about, where she's like in this dark area and there's like a reflection of her, you know, infinity kind of shit.
Oh,
she like clicks her fingers.
Oh yeah, wasn't it the whole idea that anyone could be a Jedi, like going with that little kid and the stupid?
Is that what it was?
Animal pen thing? Yeah, wasn't that what it was supposed to be? Like anyone could be a Jedi?
Yeah, I think it was that she could do any. I thought it was more of like saying she could do anything, but that was a Force cave that he took her to.
Yeah, it was supposed to be like in on Dagobah or whatever it was, on the Empire, where he confronts, you know, he confronts his father.
Himself.
Yeah, he confronts himself, his evil.
Yeah,
shadow.
It's the same type of thing. Yes.
But like, what was her shadow? Like, oh, she's got this stupid ass saber that, you know, doesn't look.
I think it was supposed to represent the light and the dark, but it didn't.
Like in her, yeah. But when they're just, you know, McDonald's hacks, they don't know what they're dealing with. Like they don't understand philosophy. Like, not saying that you know you got to be a genius or anything, but like just simple philosophical ideas. Like,
yeah, that's true.
I just think those people who are so fake in Hollywood, they don't get it anymore. Like it would take an independent auteur writer or something to do it, you know, or do film, you know, up and coming filmmaker. Who are they, you know? What maybe Robert Eggers? Otherwise, who's actually making anything, you know, interesting? I don't know.
It's true. So Mo Big says Murph's first reaction was to call Dirk, that alien has 2 nipples. And there's 2 of us.
That doesn't even make sense.
Slow glance at each other.
Look,
but there's 2 of us.
Look closely into my lens. You can see the 2 of us playing off to my right here.
Not the 2 of us, the last of us.
No, it's the 2 of us.
The last of us. Yeah,
it's the last
2 of us. The song. Just the 2 of us.
I know. I'm just making reference to the show again. Theaters would have made bank if they installed Baja Blast dispensing alien titties on the walls of theaters. Damn, that is a great idea.
Oh my god, that's fucking hilarious. Somebody needs to do that because that is hilarious.
I mean,
oh my god.
That's what they do at Taco Bell, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, you just walk up to it and you wheeze the juice.
That is awesome, Raiden Radio.
Oh my god, that is genius. That is marketing genius. Mountain Dew would make so much money.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, too good, man. So we better get into this book that you're supposed to be talking about.
Oh, shit.
We wasted most of our hour on this.
Wait. Not anyone can be a Jedi. You have to be a Jewish, Latin, Asian, black, gay, disabled person.
Yeah, it's true.
Oh shit! Oh, that's funny. Well,
the bar is rising in 2024.
Who knew the new communist flag would be so colorful?
They had no plan. What's that? JJ laid groundwork, even though it was shit. Ryan did his own thing, and the third guy quit because he had nothing. So JJ finished it. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
Who was the third guy?
Shit. I forget who the third guy was, but he totally backed out.
Smartest move he ever made.
Yep,
See, I didn't know if he backed out or he got fired. And yeah, because I saw
differences.
Production. So. Yeah, it's 6.5 dozen. So I saw production art for it, and it looked badass. It looked like he was trying to get into a little bit of the Darth Talon thing, but it was like too little, too late, man. You can't be doing that in your third fucking act. You know, you can't be creating a new bad guy in your third act. What was the whole point of the first two?
Yeah, that was his name, Colin Trevorrow.
There you go. Yeah, Trevorrow.
Smart guy. He got out, man. He knew what he was doing. So. Yeah. Chris says, I wanted an alien titty popcorn butter at the concession stand. Yeah. I'd butter my popcorn and maintain eye contact with the cinnamon worker.
Real slow.
Look at that. The two of us is Dirk's headcanon, starting with episode 4. His eyes just glaze over and he imagines the continued romance of Frank and Bill.
Oh. I'm so glad I haven't seen that show, but
right here, Mo. It's right here.
The internet has already told me what happens.
Yeah. So yeah.
Trying to sabotage
each other. It's true. It's probably true, man. Happens all the time.
Yeah.
Chris is laughing. Well, good. Hey, so now I think we didn't even get to all the pillars of fantasy. So what else do we think? We think weapons are pillars, creatures. You said supernatural, so I think that's a pillar.
Well, mystical, right?
Mystical? Okay.
Yeah. So we said mystical, there have to be like war, which is with like factions, I assume would be kind of like, high politics kind of stuff.
Yep.
I think fantasy has a trope of don't read a book by its cover, where you have a lot of characters don't look strong.
They tend to be diverse, right? Fantasy tends to be a just innately a diverse genre.
It is. Yeah, it is.
No forced, forced inclusion. So.
I'm pretty sure Lord of the Rings, everyone was white though, weren't they? The hobbits, everybody.
I mean, skin color, but hobbits aren't humans, right? And elves aren't hobbits, and dwarves, and so it was pretty diverse.
Yeah, because of cultures. Yeah. There's cultures.
Yeah.
Well, and genetically.
Yeah, genetically they're different.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I hear you.
24 Eyes says,
and not only that, but think about the invaders, right? The pirates that they hired to come in, they were all like Maori people, weren't they?
Yeah.
Apparently, there's a whole evil nation of Maori in Lord of the Rings.
Well, and then the elephant people, they were definitely like African-ish.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so the Pillars of Fantasy is the name of Duke's Last of Us fanfic, in which Frank and Bill
my god! Fantasy.
Ridiculous, Mo.
Pillars of Fantasy is our next progressive power metal album.
Might have to put that in a clip too. That was a pretty good one.
Oh man.
I'm fully resigned to the fact all corporate entertainment's dead. All my hobbies were hijacked years ago. Embrace the indies. Heck yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, me and Chris agree on that. Like we've talked about it 100 times.
Yeah, me too. I think Ryan should have to be put in the stocks for 6 months and people should throw rotten produce at him. I agree.
Just shame him. No violence needed.
Just the fact that he thought his stuff was so good too. Like so pompous, like he's smarter than everyone. Like, dude, it was terrible.
Yeah. It was terrible.
God awful.
It wasn't only just terrible as story, but it threw away one of the greatest heroes, in modern like movies.
The first one did that. The episode 7 did that. Episode 7 should have been Luke and should have had something to do with the Jedi Academy.
But it didn't throw it in your face as bad until 8 comes along.
I agree.
And
yeah.
He takes the lightsaber, throws it over his shoulder.
Yeah.
It
was the whole J.J. Abrams mystery box, right? Like it's always a MacGuffin that you can never get. And then he hands that over to Ryan, and Ryan's like, well, I'm going to subvert everything. And then they did.
Yeah.
And then the third one, JJ's like, oh shit, I don't know how to finish anything. And it's pretty bad.
It was terrible. Corp literally turned everything I thought was cool very gay and heavily censored.
No, everything's got to be gay. Everything's gay.
Yeah, seriously, right?
So weird.
It's pretty old.
Force Awakens was awful, and Kylo took off his helmet. People laughed at my cinema.
Yeah, that's a good point. That is a good point. Because this helmet did look badass. Like,
I will say that I just saw the Mario movie, and that's good.
Oh, I want to see that.
Yeah, everyone's saying it's good.
It's very good. If you like Mario at all, it's worth seeing.
Yeah.
Who doesn't like Mario?
I know.
But, they pulled from all of the collective Mario lore, it felt like. And just, it was an origin story, but it was great to finally see it done well. Like, you always like when you had the first Nintendo games and you're like reading through the manual and they have the cool little pictures and the little stories and all that shit. It was like that came to life. It was really cool. A lot of Easter eggs too.
Yeah. Right. But doesn't he fight Donkey Kong like in the Donkey Kong video game with the barrels and everything?
They do fight. Yeah. There's references.
That's fantastic.
Left and right, dude. They even had a little spoiler. They show them starting out like in the real world, and they have this plumbing company, and they used they had this commercial that they created, and the commercial is ripped from the Lou Albano.
Nice.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah. It was
the Mario Super Show.
Yeah, the Super Show. Yeah, I was like, oh, that's badass.
That's cool.
A lot of Easter eggs.
How can you not love it? I mean, there's so many
like
great
rap,
things.
isn't it?
But it also looks like
it was a rap. Yeah, it was if you want to call it rap, but yeah.
But the movie also looks like the video game, so they did it so much justice because they didn't deviate from anything.
They didn't try to explain anything either. Like they weren't like trying to explain why there's floating rocks or floating bricks and all that shit. It's just like, well, this is the rules of this universe.
It's just
and
the way it
kind
is.
Of go along with it. Yeah. And that was great. Like, don't get bogged down in the minutia, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, really. Have fun with it and love it, which is what everybody should do. Fun. Yeah. So
and the whole
Super Mario movie.
The whole bad stuff about the accent and all that stuff. I thought that Chris Pratt was purposely trying to sound like Mario, and I thought he did a good job. He didn't sound like Chris Pratt to me.
Yeah, everything I heard, he sounded like Mario. So I loved it.
I think so. Obviously, it's not the original guy, but they were constantly hinting about it. They even talked about the accent. They made a joke about it. Like the whole thing at the very beginning, they make a joke about it all. So it's really fun.
Yeah. So the Super Mario movie is an exercise in the Overton window moving. They literally made one of the titular brothers a damsel in distress to artificially promote the side character princess to a main. Huh.
I mean, though,
interesting.
You could play as her in Super Mario 2. And Mario Kart, you can play all the characters.
I see what he's saying, but I disagree because it's the Super Mario Brothers. And the whole point the whole point in the movie actually is, like them being brothers and brotherly love. It's a very much a brotherly love story.
Oh, that's cool. I like that. So that was the test run. Fan service will go up 10 notches with the follow-on movies, 1 billion in a month. I mean, yeah, it's awesome.
I mean, Nintendo's got some good stuff if they really wanted to make movies. I mean, Mario Kart is
a live action Legend of Zelda movie. Hello, or Metroid? God. Come on, dude.
Yeah.
Like, how is that
Metroid? Yeah, but Metroid's going to be weird because it'll have to be.
And you can have your female hero.
But it won't be what you think.
Ridiculous armor, and she looks like a dude, just like in the game. You didn't know it was a chick until you won.
Right.
Original.
Yeah, you can't tell because how the body is. You don't know if it's a guy or
pseudo armor, right?
Yeah. Dude, they should definitely make a Donkey Kong and Diddy Kong. That game was great. I remember on Super Nintendo. That was a fun game.
I will say the biggest problem I had with the movie was that Donkey Kong was played by Seth Rogen, and he's got that fucking moronic, that he sounds like a moron, and he does that moron laugh, and that was the worst part of it. Otherwise, it was great. So if you don't care about that, then you'll probably like the whole thing.
Samus Aran will be insufferable if they make a modern Metroid film. Yeah, it will be terrible. An actual Doom movie, or get the fuck out.
Whoa.
I know. That would be pretty cool. Doom would be cool to see.
I am
like
not
a real deal.
That. Yeah.
Yeah, so it was my gay joke on the down low with Mario and Luigi. I have to go up and see what he said.
Oh, if they did Star Fox, I remember playing that was awesome.
Oh, there he goes. But it's the Princess Peach movie a little more than it wasn't. Okay. Yeah, Star Fox would be cool. I think there's a lot of things they could do with video games that would be cool, man. I mean, I'm waiting for Skyrim movie. So if we're talking fantasy, I want to see Skyrim.
Yeah.
That'd be badass.
That would be badass. I'm not sure I ever finished that game. I don't know. Because like there's so much to do.
Metal Gear Solid, that's perfect.
What's that? Metal Gear? Oh shit.
Wait, what were you saying about Skyrim?
Screw you, Mo Biggs.
They just had so much to do outside of the main story that I lost track. I'm not sure if I finished the main story or not. I don't remember.
Yeah. Right. I love that game though. It's probably one of my favorite games of all time. So
it's a good one.
So the heart in the background and Luigi asking Mario why he looks like a bear. It wasn't a raccoon suit. Or it was a raccoon suit, not a bear. I haven't seen the movie yet. No spoilers. No.
Yeah, I know. Come on, guys.
I hope they keep all the movies separate because there are so many original games that could be shows and movies. Yeah, that was awesome.
Real.
What was worse, Peach or the Kongs? Both we huge misses.
We're huge misses.
We're huge misses. Okay.
I don't know. I was okay with it.
I'll have to go see it, man. I'm really excited.
Mario Kart could easily be its own.
Yeah, everybody's just so damn gun shy with just like having a competent woman in the movie. You're like,
right.
Here we go. Now here we go. Strap in. Like you see her be a badass for like a scene, but otherwise, it really centers around Mario. Overcoming whatever he has to overcome and saving his brother, and she is a part of it. But it's not like the centerpiece. She's not the middle. She's not the important part of the movie. Right. Like they could do it, and they needed her, and it's a team and all that stuff. But he still does it with his own ability. If I remember right.
Okay, that's great. Finally the main hero saves the day, not somebody else.
Bash Bros.
So it's not the Bash Bros. It's Smash Bros. Super Smash Brothers, right?
I forgot about that. Yeah, that's a huge game.
My kids love Super Smash Brothers.
Cranky Kong. Okay.
Dr. Mario movies about Mario performing gender affirming care. Oh shit. That's awesome. Oh man, God. Cranky Kong is a massive disappointment. Completely different character. Chris says, "I hate Peach."
I'm not familiar enough with it, but I just didn't really care for like Seth Rogen. So
damn,
I hate Peach. That bitch should have died.
Yeah, I'm like, my gosh.
Shit.
I'm sorry. They're moving so fast right now.
Put the cat back on the vodka bottle.
Yeah, I mean, I need to go see this and just see how it works out because I'm sure I'm going to love it. She beat the obstacle course on her first try, according to the dialogue. Mario tried for hours and couldn't.
Right.
If they base it on Dragon Ball Z, they may as well call it Super Trash Bros. Oh shit! Now we're going to start going back against the Weebery, I guess.
We need to get on his book.
We do, and that's why I was like, "Look, we need to do this." I tried to do that earlier.
I mean, what can you do?
Well, the fun thing is we got.
They have been sharing the link, so it's cool.
They have. It's really awesome. So, guys, we're going to cover this book, and we're going to take our time doing it just because we feel like it. So, let's go right here. Boom. Can you guys see it?
Yep.
All right, cool. Now I have to find my tab back to you guys because I couldn't see what the hell I was doing. So it looks like you're doing great, man.
Oh, thank you. I mean, I can't complain.
Yeah, I'm loving it. So you've already funded.
I hit the $3,000, yes, with a lot of help from Chris Fisk.
Awesome.
But that's awesome, man. That's what we're all here for. Help each other out. I think it's awesome. He helped us a lot too.
Yeah.
Just with even the pre-print and everything. He just did a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So this is your first 30 days, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You going into the next 30 days?
I think so. I probably won't be touring as hard, but yeah, I think I'm gonna let it go for another 30 and just keep putting out ads. And I have I have a couple of shows after the first 30, so we'll see what happens.
Okay, that's cool. Hail Red Dress Press.
Hey, what's up?
Look at this. Oh man.
Oh man.
What a way to welcome people to the show.
Nice.
So let's scroll down a little bit and look at.
You're not gonna watch the video?
Well, we can get to that. We'll do that in a minute. So, Immortal Rising, a new epic high fantasy series from the imagination of Aaron C. and the artistic talents of Jose Garcia, with additional art from Steve Whitehead, Abel Vera, and
Damaging Jarek. I think that's how you pronounce it.
Okay. I was going to go Damihan.
Damihan? Yeah, that's probably it. Yeah. It's probably it. Yeah.
I hear somebody calling from the background. Who could it be? Who could it be?
Derek, you read it wrong. How the italics were, you're supposed to read it like Mario.
Oh, shit.
Perks and add-ons.
Yeah. I'd rather talk like Ouija. Luigi.
Help,
Ouija. Help, Ouija. Help, Ouija. Remember when he did that in the game?
No, what are you talking about?
Yeah. So whenever he gets like behind in Mario Kart, he's always like, help, Ouija. And he does it Super Smash Brothers too. He'll say it there.
They kind of did a little nod to Luigi's Haunted Mansion. That was neat.
Oh, that's
they could do a movie out of that. Yeah, because he's basically a Ghostbuster, isn't he?
Well, like in the movie, they just kind of like they have him walking around with a flashlight, and it's a scary area. But it reminded me a lot of Haunted Mansion.
I heard it's a good game. I never played it though.
Yeah, I watched somebody playing it, but I never played it myself.
Wait, why is Chris out? Chris Spisk said goodbye, and I missed it somehow. Oh, he says I'm still here.
I love how Dean booed that there was no cover.
Well, yeah, no Dean James cover. Boo, boo! I said. I saw a TikTok the other day just to bring this up because I thought it was funny. Where a woman said, I'm not going to say F you like in a traffic problem, like if you have road rage, instead of going, like giving somebody the finger, she goes, I just started going like this and doing the thumbs down. I can't get my thumb on there. She goes, I just started doing this to people. And she goes, that enraged people worse.
Nice.
Than the finger. And I was like, that is awesome. I'm going to start doing that.
Yeah, I'll remember that.
Yes. Oh, and it looks better in front of your kids, of course.
Right.
Oh, that's funny. Does Mario at least scald Luigi for the spaghetti in those overalls?
That's not Alfredo sauce.
Oh, boy. Oh, my God. I know what gender I am. I'm all man. Oh, God, where are we going here? Our chat's off. It's off the rails. All right, let's get back on the book. Okay, so tell us about the book, man. Sell us.
Sure. It's awesome.
Hey, well, that's all you guys need to know.
Good night, everybody. No, all right. So,
Derek, switch mine and his thing. So you put me on the bottom.
All right.
Sorry. Go ahead.
Whoa. Hi. How are you doing? No,
hey.
The story is, I guess, as basic as I can put it, is like dark fantasy of Castlevania meets the epic fantasy of Final Fantasy. So it's two pretty different genres or styles put together in the same environment. So and at its core, Immortal Rising is a survival story. So I guess the best way I could put it is these 5 strangers are, they're thrust together by fate to have to survive in a war of the gods in a foreign land full of monsters. So it's sink or swim.
So when you say sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say it's 2 stories. You have the main story, which is the group of 5. and they're like basically like first levels, like if you think of like role-playing games. And then the second story is 10 pages, and it's like level 99 because it follows the higher realm, like the gods and all of the major heroes and shit. And it shows the major event, the tension that everybody is, of the war. We see it from not only at the first level, the grunt, the boots on the ground kind of people, but we also see it from the gods' perspective, and it's kind of fun. Nothing like that is really being done. So,
I was going to ask, when you say survival, is it like Walking Dead survival, or kind of like Black Hawk Down, where they're surrounded and they're trying to survive?
So it's not like necessarily a grind to survive. It's more of like they're dropped in a hostile environment, and they have to pull together, figure out how to work together because they're completely fucking different, and how to get through the situation that they're thrown in. So I suppose like a Black Hawk Down, that might be more, but it's not constant battle. I will say that.
Okay.
I would say so. It's like man versus nature, but I would say that the constant battle would be between each other. They don't necessarily care for each other right away. So,
okay.
And this is the first. This is the first act of a three act story. So this is just introducing the world that that's going on and the heroes, the major heroes. So
okay, cool. Now I got to say something. I know that Jose Garcia's art is fantastic. Looks awesome.
Yeah.
I do like it. It's very striking, and the colors are gorgeous. So it's cool.
Yeah. Oh, dude, for real.
See what he does.
Just saying, you're not going to find this color palette is not in any other fantasy book. And I know I own most of them.
Yeah. I mean, it's true. It's really not.
Like the CG books in the CG fantasy books right now. Yeah, it's very unique.
Yeah, that's cool. I love it. But when I look back here and I see to the right, you see the different art style that the book was, and then what you switched over to with Jose. I like both styles, man. I'm going to tell you, I don't think the first style was bad. I know that Jose is Jose, so it's really hard to go, nope, don't want Jose. But I'm just saying, I think what you started with was great too. So it had its ups, you know what I mean?
Yes. So, and originally, this isn't even the artwork from the first version. So what you're looking at here is actually the character design artist. He did a poster for me. He did 4 character design cards. So I wish I could point and show you, but he did 2 sets of cards. One is the painted set. That's the original character designs of the book. That's what's started it all.
See, I thought that was the original art.
And then the set next to it is his version of like a comic style. So you have 2 sets of 4 cards from Steve Whitehead. Yeah, yeah.
Wow,
and
that's
then
really cool.
That poster behind it, Steve did for me as well.
Very nice.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, I agree. It's really like there you go. That's much bigger. So that painted, that is. I mean, look at those, dude. His Steve's ability with textures and things like that is I don't know. I can't.
From this level, it almost looks like a photograph.
Yeah, it does like here you can see it looks photorealistic almost. Yeah,
it's great.
That's what it's like. Like when you can actually blow it up and everything, it's amazing. He does gorgeous work.
That's awesome, man.
And then there's his comic. Look at that, dude. That purple. That looks so much like Sub-Zero or something. Isn't that cool?
Yeah, it's pretty nice. I like it.
So why did you decide to change style?
So the original artist was just difficult. Not necessarily just because of his personal life or whatever, but also he was in Indonesia, and the government would turn off the internet, and like I wouldn't be able to talk to him, for clips at a time. So I'm like, it wasn't working real well. And
I get it. I hate my artists. So
well, like I'm like, I didn't feel like I was progressing. I didn't. Well, I didn't feel like it was progressing. And originally, it was just going to be like just like. I didn't mind that he was, a amateur artist, and it was just going to be for basically 10 people. It wasn't going to go much farther than that. And as I got into it, it turned into something like I just had to go bigger. I had to actually give a product that other people would want. I'm like, this story and this world and all that stuff, I want to share it all. I want people to see what I've done, and not only me, but the world and environment, because this is all based on tabletop game that I've been playing for like 30 years now, and so like the lore is deep. Awesome. These characters, I know what happens to all of them, over the time, so I know who they are, what they are, and where they're going. And so it's not a difficult thing for me to write as far as that goes.
They're all gonna die, awesome. Aren't they, by issue 2?
Yeah, they all get smoked. I will say that they don't all make it. Put it that way.
Okay.
And it really is issue to issue on who might die and who might live. So, but yeah, and yeah. So here's some copy that I did for the 2. Sorry, my cat wants me to.
That was an awesome effect. I want that to happen. Like, I wish that was recorded and I could hit that whenever I wanted.
He's protesting. He's like, Dad, I want outside.
When I want Murph to shut up, I'm just going to go bang, bang, bang,
leave me alone. I'm going to have to do something. So give me one second.
Oh, you're fine, man. Yeah.
Go for it. Dude, did Mo just describe our channel or not?
I mean, it's completely true. Constant competition to see who can let the other down more. I mean, it's true. And we keep going. I thought we were at the depths already. Nope.
I'll give you this, Derek. You're better at letting me down than I am letting you down.
I don't know if that's true. I mean, I can count if I can count anymore. Mo, we've broken through so many levels of the depths that I don't even know anymore.
Just let down.
Yeah, just down. Yeah, you can't trust people with beards. What are they trying to hide?
I did hear that from a salesman that you can sell more with a smooth face without a beard. People innately trust a person more than if they don't have a beard. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what he was saying.
Strange.
I don't know. Gandalf had a beard, and I thought he was very trustworthy. So
wait a minute. What did Chris say? He's read the story, so you got a
religious guy named Muhammad, and I think we all know what character won't be making his return after this book's explosive ending.
It's fucked up.
Gosh,
I can neither. I'll just leave that at that. But yes, there is actually a Muhammad, a cleric, a holy religious cleric named Muhammad. Yes.
Okay. Dang. Well, he knows what he's talking about. Look at this art, man.
There he is.
It is beautiful.
Look at that.
Super gorgeous.
What does that make you think of?
What? The castle?
Yeah.
Makes me think of Disney. I mean, it literally is, but it also looks like. Well, let me think.
Yeah. Looks like Mordor. Castle Doom.
Dark Crystal, maybe? I don't know. What did you think? What were you going for?
Apparently you guys never played Castlevania, but that's fair.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I have not played.
I've never played either.
Like, oh, okay. Okay, fair. Hey, you don't have to be a fan of Castlevania to like the book. That's fine.
I have not played
it. I will say, look at the
composition I've never played
page. Look at that.
It's gorgeous.
I mean, come on, dude.
So much.
Not only that, but like the way that you read through the page, it's really cool. Like
I don't like how these creatures are looking at me.
I like it. I really like it. Keep staring down.
There we go.
Man.
Smash.
Action's cool.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, nice panel work. Ooh.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's like watching, or it's like reading a cartoon, really.
Yeah, that's kind of what I felt. I was like, man, if somebody animated this, it would be fantastic.
I mean, you wouldn't be the first one to say that. It's like this could easily be a cartoon.
Well, that's what Jose comes from, right? Isn't he?
Yeah, he comes from animation for sure. It's been such a learning curve working with him too. I wish that we could just scrap everything and just start all over again and go with it. But I don't know. It's just because of everything that like I've leveled up. I think he's leveled up too. I mean, he was already really good, but I think that his art has peaked even higher. So, I mean, look at those airships.
Yeah, they're great.
Wow, dude,
it's fantastic. The depth. I mean, he does get the big space. He just makes it look vast.
Yeah,
in a short amount of space in there. Like, I know that's like a half a page, but still, it's hard. It's hard to use a half a page and really get a lot of depth out of it. So people may think that's easy to pull off. It's not easy to pull off.
Fair enough. Look at that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
I mean, I would love to turn that into a print. You just take out maybe the dialogue balloons and just use that as a print. That would be great.
I do. That's very.
Muhammad actually enters a portal into the future. Find out more in the sci-fi spinoff Tomorrow's Pioneers.
Yep.
Okay.
Take over Europe. No.
Okay, man. Pages are beautiful.
There we go. Oh, here comes Dommy Mommy.
Uh-oh. Ooh. Okay, what's her name?
Good question. I don't know. It's something crazy. She is the Empress.
That was great. I don't know.
Empress.
It's fantasy stuff. What are you gonna? I don't know any of my characters' names. No. So that's the Empress. Basically, there's like this evil god who is after his creator. He wants to kill him, and he has created an evil empire headed by the Empress to do that.
That's one thick elf.
Yeah. Two C's. Yeah,
that's funny. So that's a good selling. Like a great marketing ploy is to go, I don't know the names of these characters. You're gonna have to buy it and find out. Right? That's what Murph did with Celestials. I mean,
you're like,
it's spoilers.
I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to spoil it. Yeah, me neither.
Even I don't know who the Celestials are. So
it's a crazy elf name. So it's not like anybody remember it anyways. So.
That's right. Okay. Well.
Okay, and then this is the second story. This is the 10-page one. This was called Knights of Locutus. So, this is the one that centers on the gods. And Locutus is the creator god. He's the one that the evil one Bamain is trying to kill, using his empire and all that stuff. And so these guys are trying. They're on they're on the good side, and they're trying to fight back against the evil empire that is actually whipping their ass and probably has them on the ropes and just waiting for that one thing to help kill everything. And so we pick up their story. They are actually on a revenge mission in hell to seek revenge for some asshole that betrayed them.
Very
wow.
And like an important battle or something. So wait.
I like that.
Here it comes. Yeah, just wait. Slide down a little bit more. There we go.
Oh yeah.
That's a big sword.
Very erotic.
He has his back.
Very erotic.
Can we clip all that? That was pretty hot.
Wait, what?
I said slide down. You're like, ooh, yeah. And then he was like, I'm aroused.
That's a big sword. I can't believe it.
I'm officially aroused. Thank you. I appreciate it. So this one here, this too is like, man, that's just like, let's put that on a fucking shirt, Fisk pulled that and put it on an ad that I have, or that he made.
So you definitely need it on the back of a shirt, I think.
Right? Does that not look like some 80s, no sleeves, and it's white, like, I don't know. It's cool.
Yeah, that's very cool, man. Super cool. Wait, the details on that sword are awesome.
Like, get out of here. I mean, look at his armor. Shit.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
So that there is the god of battle. That's Listo.
Okay.
I'm sorry. There's no way he can walk in that, though.
Well,
that's why it's fantasy.
And yeah, exactly. It's got to be fantastic. Well, so Jose, we joke about it, but it's true. He prefers doing, out of the two stories, he prefers doing the gods because there's so much, detail in it. He goes, he just gets lost in it, man. Like I don't just have issue 1 done, which it is complete, right? I have issue 2 done as well. It's like 95% complete. Like we got to go back and redo some shit, kind of match some things. Says I'm speechless. And so
yeah, we're never going to see that again from Mo.
Making that,
no doubt.
Yeah.
Well, do you see Chris? Brilliant marketing, making the thick elf Dommy Mommy twerk with nothing but a link to the book. Make it clap.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
Yeah, show me what you're working with.
That's right.
Speaking of working with, there's the crew that I had, the team I had mustered together. That's awesome. Over the past 5 years of this, slowly becoming a thing.
Yeah, I think it's great, man.
And yeah, that includes the first version as well as this one, because Jose did all of the sequential art, all the story art, the covers. But I did, like, for instance, the back cover is Abel Vera. Andrew Sommer did the logo. Great job on that. That's all right. Yeah. My buddy Dave Barnum, he's a mural artist here in Illinois. He's got his murals everywhere, like in museums and shit and on side of buildings. He did the cover for the first version. Steve Whitehead, of course, was the character design guy, and you saw his amazing shit. Jose Damagin, or however you pronounce that, he did our map. And
nice.
Yeah, which Chris Fisk, he's adding graphics to it, updating it, and making it better. He also did all of the this campaign page. He did all the layout. And everything.
His layout's fantastic, and his perk art is awesome.
Yeah, it's on point. I mean, I'm just like, well, and it's funny. It's like, I know he's a graphics guy and all that stuff, and I was like trying to wrestle through it, because I don't do this, right? And so I'm trying to figure out how I'm doing it, and I'm like, this looks so bad. And in comparison, like, he's got, he made a Ferrari, and meanwhile my shit looked like it came from a trailer park. It's like it looked like a fucking child did it. So I'm like, okay, forget.
I don't know, man. I did my own, and it was tougher than what everybody thinks, because you do have to spend time on it. But I made it look nice. I think mine was okay, but it was like, damn, yeah. Chris really stepped it up, man. He made it look great.
Yeah. And then my editor also, just the last credit. She was great. She helped me edit the story and figure out everything I was going to do with it.
Oh God. I feel like Papa Doc at the end of it. These dudes were like, we love that big sword. Slide down it. So hot, so erotic. Okay, Mo, time for your joke.
Yeah.
We actually are. So Red Dress Press is getting picked on. You get respect, man. We respect you. You just got to hang out more. We all get cut on in here. That's the way it works. So
yeah.
It's all
fun. This is actually the super special secret stuff. This is the first version of the story, the book. It's a 34 pages of the original artist, and also Jose's work as well, because he did Knights of Locutus. That's how I met Jose. So that's included in it as well. Okay. They've already been printed. Like, this was me trying to figure out what I was doing. It's already been printed. It's not going to be, high quality, admittedly. So it's not as good as, and I'm just mean the art, but I don't know, just me trying to figure out how to do everything is what this is. And the reason I was putting it out there is, it's for those people that really want to give a little extra to help make this happen. It's one book. I have it up there for 100, and it's really to give people the chance to give extra over top of just the normal. This is for the collectors out there, the bling bling superstars.
It's super nice, man. I mean, even that stuff looks.
Oh, and then awesome. Look at this. Yeah. So this is side by side comparison. So you have the original, and then you've got the Jose Garcia on the left.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you scroll down a little bit more, you can see more of that. There's like a few, side by sides.
Oh, damn.
You can see you can see why I liked the original guy. I'm not complaining about that at all. I like.
Like I said,
I tried selling it. I tried selling it in a campaign that didn't go anywhere because I didn't know about networking and community and CG and all that stuff. It was Jose that turned me on to all that. So,
well, I'm going to say, like, there are elements of this. I like both of them for different things. And so I like those knights standing around on that page right there. I think that's cool.
That is
so. Like,
cool.
there are elements to that I think are great. Now, it's just I think, I mean, Jose is hard to compete with no matter what, man. When you got something that looks animated, it's ridiculous.
Yes, yeah, and I'm not poo-pooing on Cofarosa at all.
Yeah,
it's just like at what so he did the first one. He never finished the cover, and then I wanted to keep momentum. I was like, from the beginning, I was like, I got to keep momentum on this project, or it's going to die, and it's going to be a giant waste of time and money. So I went ahead with Jose. I was like, hey, Jose, will you please just do the second issue for me, both stories? And so he did. And then I'm like, well, I've got all this Jose work, basically 3 stories from Jose. Let's just redo the first issue so it's all consistent.
Yeah.
And that's really how that came about. I was like, I want continuity and consistency for potential fans, audience, and customers.
Right.
They deserve the best. So
that's awesome, man.
And I'll never reprint that first version ever again. So this is it.
Oh wow.
Oh, that's awesome. And I admit this book is not high quality. Okay, at this point it's deliberate. They took my gerb.
I admit this book is not that great. No. I will say this: the book, the IP, nobody else is doing what I'm doing. Nobody else has the same, style of art as far
true.
as how it looks animated, how it looks like anime, manga almost, but it's definitely Jose's style. It's also, the story is a team story. It's more a survival story than anything. Like the fantasy stuff, you could put this same story into a different setting and it would still tell the same story. So
yeah, that's cool.
I don't know, but like I have a lot of backstory, lore. So all you nerds out there that love exposition and lore, I've got it. And I tried not to choke people with it. So the people who only like so much of that, I try not to overdo it. It's the first act, so there is quite a bit of it. But by like the third one, it's barely, there's not a lot of exposition at that point, right?
Sure. Oh, hey, there's the wife coming on in. I think she's like, okay, you guys been screaming long enough. It's done. The wife and the woman.
That's what it was. Yeah,
the woman.
Oh, it's too funny. Well, anyway, you want me to show the trailer, or are you?
Yeah, do it, dude. I think you'll like it. So this is the third version of it. This is the no copyright, no royalties version. So
okay,
it should be good.
Awesome. Okay, so here we go.
It's kind of loud.
Whoops, wrong one.
Hi.
Oh my god, I can't stop it.
Sorry.
Oh, wow, that's awesome. So the music is okay.
Yeah, it's okay. Well, originally, awesome. I don't know if anybody has been paying attention to my show or whatever, but like I was playing the original version of it was from a band, Leatherwolf, and it was a cover of Bad Moon Rising. I loved it so much, but copyright claim. So.
Oh right, man, that sucks. I hate
Expert
it.
Twitch girl, camera on him instead of the game. Yeah. Right. Like, okay, another close up of Dirk.
I just don't understand it, man. Like if somebody wanted to use our music for stuff, that's promo for us. I just don't understand why people don't get that. They're always like, copyright claim.
Well, and with the Leatherwolf stuff, it got a claim on it, but not a strike, and you can use it on YouTube. Like that's a part of the copyright is that the band allows people to use it on YouTube. But when like I go on a show and it says copyright claim, they're like, oh fuck, so they don't even they look into actually it doesn't really affect you, but
right.
So I went and got no copyright, no royalty shit.
Damn.
Okay.
All right. So perks.
Yeah, Mo. I like it. If you were an iconic band like Leatherwolf, you would feel differently.
Probably would, but I don't think so because
iconic.
I think not even just iconic. Other bands, any band, it's like anytime you get played, that is positive for you. That means people are going to be turned on by it somehow and probably buy your shit.
Whoa.
So
yeah, you said
okay. See?
Yeah.
Still on that sword thing. Can't
digital $5.
Yeah, I will say this. Digital $5. We got basic perks. That's the physical book, the PDF, and then the early bird card. If you go down again, is the bundle perk. That's 2 physical copies. So you can either give one to a buddy, or you can
35
put one away and dog ear the other one, whatever. And then
how many pages is this again?
It is 44 story pages. And
44 story pages.
Additional art. There's like a map. There's
cool.
I don't know. There'll be filler art as well. So whatever it takes, because you got to hit the 4 count pages or 4 page count.
Yep.
And then this is the everything. So that's the everything includes 2 physical books, the sketch PDF. So there's 34 sketch storyboard pages.
Oh wow!
For the artists out there, if you want to color his work, if you want to see how he approaches things, whatever whatever, that's $5. You got the PDF, the digital PDF, of course, digital PDF. The 2 posters. One poster is the cover by Jose that we're looking at, and the other one is the poster by the character design artist Steve Whitehead. And then you got the 2 sets of 4 cards, which is really hot. And so if you get the 2 sets of cards, that's 8 cards total. You get the early bird now, that's 9 cards. That's a full card sleeve. So for all you completionists out there, that's the one that you want.
That's fantastic. Love it.
How much are they saving on that if they get the 100?
I want to say like $10 or $15.
Nice.
So like if you were to a la carte, because it's all a la carte, basically. I think everything is a la carte. So you can pick and choose. Say you only want the cards and the basic, which a lot of people are doing. That's fine. Whatever you want. If you want just the posters or whatever, that's cool too. So
very cool.
And also just to say for the shipping, I'm going through Critical Blast, and dude's got deals on shipping. So check my shipping. I believe it's like the most is $10 worldwide. So check it out.
Wow.
Yep. So I'm looking at you, Canadian people, European people.
Oh
yeah. Critical Blast was great for us. No problem.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Dude's got a future in this, I think.
So who are you using to print your book?
That's a local printer.
Okay.
I drive by him. I drive by them every day. It's the same place I had the first version of the story printed out. So
okay.
Yeah, I've dealt with them before. I like their work. It's 80 pound glossy, so it's going to look pretty. It's going to shine. That Jose work is going to have all that deep colors and everything's going to be there.
That's awesome. It's going to look good, man. I know it's going to be an awesome book.
And if we get to 5,000, stretch goal is going to be stickers.
Nice.
So, which I'm on track to make $5,000, but we'll see. I may or may not. I hope I do.
Everything looks pro, dude. I mean, I'm loving the way it looks. That's for sure.
Yeah,
looks amazing. And the story sounds solid too. So I'm really wanting to get this.
I mean, I've definitely developed it for a while. So, and I don't know. So it's going to at least be 3 books. It's not going to be a one and done. It's not going to be one and you got to wait 2 years. It's going to be, whatever on top of cost, whatever over top of cost, I mean, goes to Jose for diapers and making number 3. So
cool.
Yeah. Cool. He's got the new baby, so
yeah, he does
diapers one way or another. So yeah, if you want to help out a new dad and family buy diapers, back the book at the highest tier and get the secret special book. And yes, and my intense gratitude. But yeah, so no, the second book is basically done, and I do plan on launching that maybe by the end of this year. So
wow. Okay.
Not too
that's
long.
crazy.
I just got to get my shit together, make sure fulfillment goes well, make sure all the final edits are done on this book and on the next one before I even launch the next one. I want to have all my ducks in a row. Because there's some stuff that, like, Jose's work has improved since he did it originally. And he has told me that he wants to go back over some of his older stuff to, make him look better, better to his, his new ability or whatever. So yeah, all that's in play. But the idea is to have the second one later this year, maybe the end of the year.
Awesome. Man.
Very cool.
Love it. So this is great, guys. You see this book, you love it. Get in there and back it. Immortal
Nothing
Rising.
else like it. And it's not. I'm not going anywhere, so you're gonna have to pay me now. Damn it!
Oh yeah, awesome. Well, congratulations, man, for funding.
Yeah,
and
awesome.
It looks like you have a long way to go, so you're still going to grow.
I really think that this is just like I planted a seed, and like Bancroft said, he's like, this book looks like it's just flown under the radar. So I think that the longer that it's out there and people are aware of it, it'll just compound. I'm not expecting I'll get 10 grand necessarily.
It's weird, like
nobody knows me and I haven't proven myself and all that other shit.
Sure.
So I shot low. My fulfillment is taken care of, not worried about all that stuff.
Right. Well, for me, CMO, thanks for coming in.
Thanks for coming,
the thing about us, like when we put our book out, it felt like our book was under the radar too, but we had been on several streams, we had been on channels, we had been in chats on several, channels.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what more do you have to do to not get it under the radar, to get it up onto the radar?
Yeah. I don't know.
Cause I'm like, every time, we did everything everybody told us to, is what I feel like. They were like, get in the chats. Get your chat going in your stream, get your own stuff going, tweet about it and everything. And I felt like we were doing everything they said, and still they told us, well, it's not really being seen by many people. And then like Corey Barton was like, I never even heard of this book. I was like, oh my gosh, man, really?
1-2 punch. Shit.
Yeah. So it was like,
I don't even know who you are.
Well, it's just funny because it just lets you know there's always so much more to go.
Dude, CG is huge. That's what I've learned from this tour, is that there are whole areas of CG that doesn't even know that the area that I hang out even exists, let alone me.
Yeah.
So
oh wow.
Right.
It's much bigger than you probably think.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I knew the secret too. I have a day job that keeps me busy. I can't stay up super late to be in the chat of a lot of those channels. Yeah. I mean, that's the way it is for me too. I even had to stop watching Bancroft for a while because it was just, it's too much to keep up with all the time.
Yeah.
I don't know. Somebody knows what it is. Tell me. Because I have no clue.
What's your secret sauce?
Yeah. So anyway, well, thanks, man, for sharing this. I think this book is going to do well.
Thanks for having me on. Yeah.
Yeah. Always
You're welcome back anytime.
Because like I'm not going anywhere. So it's either gonna have to do well or you guys are gonna be annoyed by me. Like, all right, Aaron, we get it. Immortal Rising. Okay, you've been at this for 20 years.
That's the way it always feels when you're out there doing it. That's the way we felt too. But it's not. It's great. That's what everybody does. So that's what we're here for. That's why we're a community.
Yeah. Well, it's been fun, like, doing this tour. It just feels like I'm, going into everybody else's house and playing with their toys. So it's kind of
cool. All right, man. Well, I say keep it up. I mean, a lot of people are like, we're getting tired of shilling books, but I'm like, what else are we supposed to be doing? What else are you gonna do? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, some of it's about entertainment for sure, but I think we should be shilling books because, we're here. We're trying to build each other, build each other up. If you're successful, then it's going to make us successful too. So because pay attention on all of us. So anyway, there's my 2 cents.
100. I mean, that's why I have my channel, and I mostly promote. I could not do that. I could just do commentary or something, but I still like doing interviews. And a lot of people don't even want to do interviews anymore. They just want to,
Yeah, that is weird.
But I still like because I like to meet them, ask them a bunch of fucking annoying questions, and then everybody gets to know them. At least I do, and then we can move on. And I have gotten people, I've gotten sales for other people on my show, which is the greatest feeling ever.
Yes.
Like, fuck yeah, it is cool. I
it really is.
I don't know why, but that's exactly how it feels.
No, I agree. It's awesome when your chat can.
Okay. Yeah.
Provide a little sizzle.
And I wish we could have done that. I mean, so far I did just renew, and it stayed at 76 backers. But hey, you never know who's going to watch the replays on these, and that's another reason why we do this. And a lot of people, some of these people have probably already seen this on other streams, and if they backed it, they've already done it. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's the way it goes. But hey,
our chat isn't in a lot of other people's videos. Our chat isn't like just come to us. They're pretty much in the community.
Yeah,
I know you guys have great chat for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, well, I've seen several people from our chat going into your show too. So
we do have crossovers. That's true.
Yeah, and that's what should happen. I mean, I'm hoping to, like, anytime I see your show, I try to tweet it out, or I'll retweet your stuff.
Well, and I do all things, basically fantasy. That's tabletop. I interview indie tabletop guys. I interview Iron Age guys.
Cool.
So yeah, if anybody's interested in that, then hit up my channel. Like that's all that I really talk about, and I try to focus on indie. We get into the weeds about talking about corporate shit, but really the whole focus is let's talk about indie. Let's talk about like answers. Let's figure out a way past all this crap, and I get it. The culture is going to shit because of powers beyond us, but indie's not going to shit. You just got to
it's not.
Be interested.
In fact, it just keeps getting better in every book. Like, dude, I just got King Cryptid tonight. Okay.
Nice.
Dude, these books look so fantastic. When I opened them up, it's got that old school feel with the newspaper print. And it was cool to see that in a new book.
Yeah.
And it was great. Great artwork. I got this great poster back here. I mean, there's just some cool stuff going on. Yeah, Pete Smetti, man. He's just top quality, dude. And then I got Only Death Can Save Us. Now, this is Russ Leach. And I'll tell you, man, the feel of this book is super pro. Like, it felt great. Had this satiny feel to it.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you, like, indie books didn't used to do this. They didn't used to look like this. Feel like this.
With like felt marker or something.
So, they were just cheap. They're cheaply made.
Yeah. Well,
they're not cheaply made anymore.
Creator wants it. They got a creator has to get that damn story out of them. That's what I found. It's like that's how this all kind of started. It was like I started keeping like a timeline track of events that happened in our game, and that like slowly turned into what it is now. Like just
that's cool.
Like it had like a part of me had to tell it. I had to get it out of me. Like it turned into writing down events into actual dialogue and scenes and stuff. So I was like, well, this is clearly I have to write this. So that's what I did.
I think it's great, man. That's the way you do it. So
and so this is gonna be an IP. Like in 5 years, it'll be interesting to see where it goes. But like I'm gonna make a source book. I'm gonna have tabletop tie-ins. Probably do up like job stats and stuff and monster stats for the unique stuff in my setting. And then so
it's fantastic, man.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome, dude. It's going to be good to watch. I can't wait till your next launch too. See where you go there.
For sure.
Chris says, when my second book's campaign's kicked off, I really hope people are willing to have me on, spread the good word. I hate that I can't stay up late to support the channels more. Dude, you're always welcome with us, so you don't have to even. All you got to do is say, "Hey, man, can I come on in a couple weeks?" We'll set you up.
Right?
No big deal.
Chris, there's a lot of people that will do stuff on Saturdays as well. So you kind of just, I know if you look at the dojo thing, it's a pretty good reference if you can do your timeline. And sometimes people even do a special show for you, honestly.
Yeah, we did that with Hojo last week. We put on an extra show just to get out. I mean, you know, we had to reschedule with him. We had stuff happen. I got sick last time he was on or scheduled to come on. So it just didn't work out. But yeah, we're always willing to come back around, have you back on. Like, you know, we made our chat suffer through Murph. That was terrible. I hope to never do that to our chat ever again.
Solo Murph.
They said it might win an Emmy, that episode.
Win an
Emmy. Yeah, Pete's in Jersey, right? Is that what he is? Is that the Granite State?
I think he's a Jersey boy.
Yeah. Takes me back to when Bancroft had Russ on and I said he should rename his show Only Death Can Save Us.
Oh, yeah.
Be forewarned, though, Chris. Murph and Dirk will do a Pillars of Manger stream. We probably will.
Why not?
I don't want to get to the third pillar, so it's fine.
Why not? Get through the pillars of fantasy, so it doesn't matter. Oh, it's New Hampshire. Okay, wrong one. I thought they were in. New Jersey. Got it mixed up. So okay, very cool.
People live in New Hampshire. What's there?
That's messed up.
Can you name a city in New Hampshire?
I don't know anything. No.
Yeah.
I can't.
My point exactly.
Oh my
New Hampshire sucks.
On that note,
they even have a university there.
We have been going for 2 hours.
Yeah, I know.
It's a long one, dude.
Jumping off. Yeah, we didn't mean to go that far, but I couldn't.
I'm jumping out my window.
Up.
Shit, we're old friends, so I'm not surprised.
Yeah. Speed lines and degeneracy. No need to do that stream now.
Speed lines.
That's
awesome. Yeah. There are no cities in New Hampshire.
This is one big place. This is New Hampshire. Everyone's where's Old Hampshire? And we're like, we don't know. It's New Hampshire.
Like, haven't heard that before.
He writes his own jokes, everybody. For sure. It's fantastic. So everybody, thank you for coming on. You can catch us on Twitter. My Twitter handle is below my name. My Twitter handle is below my name at DRock. Murph's is under his name. KJ Murphy 518. Yes, like and subscribe if I could get through this. Every Tuesday we have a show, so if you guys want to get in here, if you know anybody that wants to watch some fun streams, tell them to like and subscribe.
Pound the like, tickle the bell. You got it.
And
no tickle.
Catch Aaron. Aaron, where else can we find you?
There we go.
My YouTube channel. Type in Immortal Rising comic book, and you'll find me easily. Otherwise, you'll get some video game. Also, Twitter, Immortal Rising 1. So hard to miss me. And then, of course, on Indiegogo, you'll find me. Look under comics. I think I'm on the front page right now. But
nice.
Really?
That's fantastic.
It's at the bottom, but I'll take it.
Still, yeah.
Hey, man, that don't matter. You're on there. It's awesome.
Have a good one.
We'll see y'all later, and we'll catch you next week, guys. Bye.